I think I found an easier way to actually say what I need to say. Some people are just introverted, and they choose to take the I am doing the silent treatment avoidance technique. And sometimes it's just the only way they need, like the only thing they know how to do to focus. Some people don't like conflict, drama, whatever. So, like my turtle, we go into our shell. Not saying we can't still get our work done in our shell, but it helps us focus, like blinders that a horse has. Or even sometimes a chapel bell helps me in Mass not to be distracted, but what everyone else is staring at or doing or wondering if you accidentally said the Apostles' Creed instead of the Nicene Creed. It's just like, focus on the task, don't focus on what whose crush is the other crush is doing. Get your work done, and yeah, sometimes that's just the easiest way to do things. And not everyone wants to partake in drama. So if you do get the silent treatment, it might not even have anything to do with you. It might just be their way of focusing on what they need to do. But yeah. Or maybe sometimes they're going through something at home, or maybe they have something they're going through right then, in the moment, and they don't know how to relate to anyone else, so they just, keep it inside and better just not to say anything. Anyways, human beings are complex creatures. It's never always like, oh, I know why this person's behaving that way. Everyone's got a backstory. Sometimes it's a wonderful backstory, a beautiful backstory, an odd mixture of bad and good, and the bad that happens that seems to bring out the good even more. Sometimes the bad that happens seems to make people turn to bullies. Long story short, human beings are not as... we're very complex. Like, in the words of Shrek, we're like onions. And my hair kind of looks like an onion right now. Anyways, God bless. Jesus loves you. Bye. Also, when it comes to like just being human and learning how to cope and live in a world with other human beings, going into college, like I already graduated, but I've noticed that when other people are having seem like they're just giving off bad energy, for all I know, someone could have eaten the last Pop-Tart and they're just grumpy because they're hangry. Yeah, maybe their grandma's sick. And I'm still continuously learning. It's easier when you are like a bit older sibling, because not just learning to turn the other cheek, but realizing that sometimes it's okay to be patient with other people's grumpy days because you have no idea what they're going through. And usually whenever I had to deal with bullies in school, I just see it as like being a big sister. Yeah, because when you're older, you understand why your little sibling is, I don't know, just having a bad day, even though the little sibling might not understand it at the moment, why they're, upset. So, I find it easier just to go through life. Sometimes if you can't say anything, just don't say anything at all, and be the bigger person, because if you end up smacking each other like an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, the whole world will, plunge into chaos. Not saying I don't get grumpy. I get grumpy a lot, especially when I'm, angry. But, yeah. Peace. Bye. Jesus loves you. Long story short, always ask. Always, always, always ask. Because rumors do hurt people. I mean, if lies didn't hurt at all, then I don't know, people could do it all the time and it wouldn't make a difference. But they do affect people's lives in this weird kind of domino scheme of, workings. But yeah. I know that they say that you really shouldn't waste your time explaining yourself to people dedicated to misunderstanding you. And they're right. I really shouldn't. But since I'm Catholic and we're supposed to be dedicated to learning the truth, you might as well just clear up whatever mess there is. My mother and grandfather were pro-life. Well, how do I put this? My grandpa was pro-life. He lived before Roe v. Wade, so honestly, I don't really think they even had a concept of what pro-life was back then. And then my mom was pro-life, and she raised my sister and I pro-life. Easy as pie. And I know there aren't a lot of pro-life women, or pro-life, like, African Americans. But that's why you ask, because apparently there might be more than you realize. Sometimes they just might not say anything. If you ask someone that is African American, are you pro-life? Don't ever go by the stereotype. But, let's see. Yeah, that's basically it. Besides the fact that I am wearing a purity ring, never had my first kiss, so that puts the whole stereotype about, women of my race being promiscuous out the window. Anyways, God bless, and may Mary pray for you. Bye.